Welcome to Love Lies Chronicles.
I'd love to know what you think. Every comment helps me make the next story better. Subscribe to stay tuned. You ever notice how people can destroy years of effort with just one sentence? I spent 4 years building a relationship with my in-laws. My wife destroyed it in under 10 seconds. It was a Sunday afternoon in July. Phoenix heat hovering at 112 degrees. I'd been at Robert and Patricia's house since 9 that morning, helping set up for the family barbecue. The smell of mesquite smoke mixed with chlorine from the pool. Ice clinked in glasses on the patio table. I'd brought Patricia's favorite coleslaw, made from scratch, spent 2 hours on it that morning. Wore the polo shirt they'd given me for my birthday. Even cleaned my truck before driving over. Everything had to be perfect. It always had to be perfect. By 3 in the afternoon, I thought I'd finally made it. Amanda's brother Camden was throwing a football with Keith's boys in the yard. Kids splashed in the pool. Robert and I stood by the grill, talking about his latest development project. I felt like I belonged. Then Patricia asked the question. We were all sitting under the covered patio, adults relaxing while the kids played. She smiled at Amanda and me. When are you two giving us grandchildren? Keith's boys need cousins. I saw Amanda tense. We'd been having this conversation privately for 2 years. I wanted kids. She kept saying not yet. When she made senior analyst. When we had more saved. Always something. I started to answer. Well, we've actually been. Amanda cut me off. Not with this one. She laughed, gesturing at me with her wine glass like she'd just delivered a punchline. Maybe if I find someone who actually has ambition. Complete silence. Robert's hand froze halfway to setting down his beer. Patricia's smile died on her face. Camden choked on his drink. Even the kids in the pool seemed suddenly too loud. I felt ice water down my spine despite the heat. For years of showing up early to help Robert with projects. For years of bringing Patricia books she mentioned wanting. For years of being polite to Amanda's condescending friends. For years of proving I was good enough. And in 10 seconds, she told everyone I wasn't. I set down my beer. Four Peaks kilt lifter. Robert had handed it to me an hour ago, smiling. I stood slowly, wiped my hands on my jeans, looked directly at Patricia and Robert, not at Amanda. My voice came out steady. Quiet. You're right. Someone else will give you those grandchildren. I turned and walked through the house. Through the kitchen where I'd helped Patricia prep food. Past the family photos on the wall, including our wedding picture. Through the front door. I grabbed my keys from the ceramic bowl by the entrance. The bowl I'd given them for Christmas. I heard footsteps behind me on the driveway. Robert caught up as I reached my truck. His hand landed on my shoulder. Son, wait. I turned. Saw genuine distress on his face. This man had become a father figure to me. But his daughter had just made her position clear. I'm not your son anymore, I said. But I respect you too much to make a scene at your home. Tell Amanda her things will be on the porch. Through the window, I could see Patricia gripping Amanda's arm. Her face had gone white. Amanda just looked confused. Annoyed. Like I was overreacting. I backed out of the driveway carefully. Still respectful, even in crisis. In my rearview mirror, Robert stood with his hands on his hips. Amanda came out the front door, phone already in her hand. I drove away from 4 years of Sunday dinners, holiday celebrations, and patient bridge building. And I felt nothing but clarity. Amanda arrived at our apartment 45 minutes later. I was already separating our belongings. We rented a place in South Scottsdale, 2nd floor, pool view we never used. Her footsteps on the stairs. She still wore the sundress from the barbecue. She stormed in. That was incredibly dramatic, she said. You embarrassed me in front of my entire family. I embarrassed you. It was a joke. God, can't you take a joke? I looked at her. Really looked at her. Which part was the joke? The not with this one part, or the someone with actual ambition part? You're being sensitive. Everyone knew I was kidding. Your mother's face going white. That's how people look when they know someone's not kidding. Fine. I'm sorry you can't handle my sense of humor. I went back to packing my duffel bag. I can handle your humor. What I can't handle is being humiliated in front of people I've spent 4 years trying to earn respect from. So what, you're just leaving? Over one comment? No, I'm leaving because you meant it. You said it out loud, but you've been thinking it for a while. She saw the duffel bag. Where are you going to go? Keith's place. I'll be back Tuesday for the rest of my things. I walked out. Didn't argue. Didn't yell. Just left. For years of proving myself. And in 10 seconds, She told everyone what she really thought, that I wasn't good enough. Keith lived in Gilbert with his wife Jennifer and their 2 boys. When I showed up at his door that night, he handed me a beer and said, "Guest room's yours." Jennifer was more direct. "What happened?" I told them. Word for word. Jennifer's jaw dropped. "She said that? In front of her parents?" Keith shook his head. "What did Robert say?" "He chased me down calling me son." I told him I wasn't his son anymore. The next morning, my phone started buzzing. Amanda had sent 47 texts overnight. First they were angry. "This is ridiculous." Then pleading. "We need to talk." Finally, "My dad wants to call you." I responded once. "I have nothing to say right now." Tuesday afternoon, I went back to the apartment with Keith. Amanda was at work. I took only what was mine. Left the wedding photos in their frames. But I took the toolbox Robert had given me for Christmas. Craftsman 270-piece set. His inscription inside read, "To my son-in-law, for building your future." That inscription hurt now, but I'd earned that toolbox. It was mine. Wednesday evening, Robert called. Left a voicemail. "Brandon, it's Robert. Listen, I don't know what to say except I'm sorry." What Amanda said was, "There's no excuse. Patricia is furious with her. I considered you family. I still do. Please call me back." I saved the voicemail. Didn't return the call. He still thought of me as family. His daughter didn't. Thursday, I canceled the family vacation. We'd planned a trip to Cabo for August. Reservation was in my name. I'd put down $1,200. Got $800 back. Amanda found out when Patricia mentioned being excited for it. Amanda texted, "You canceled Cabo?" That was for all of us. I replied, "I'm not family, remember?" Over lunch that day, Keith asked, "Are you divorcing her?" "I don't know yet, but I know I'm not going back to being her punchline. She's called Jennifer 3 times asking if you're okay. I'm better than I've been in months." Keith studied me. "You do seem lighter somehow." 3 weeks in, I met with a divorce attorney. His office was downtown in Renaissance Square. Thomas Brennan, 50s, straightforward guy. He laid out the situation. Marriage of 4 years in Arizona. Community property state. No children. Rental apartment. Joint checking account with $8,400. Separate retirement accounts. Individual car loans. "If you're certain about divorce," he said, "file first. It sets the tone." "I'm not certain about divorce yet," I told him. "But I am certain about respect." "Then make moves that show you're serious. Separate finances. Establish residency elsewhere. Document everything." Consultation cost $350. Would be $5,000 if I proceeded. I paid and took the paperwork. That Wednesday, I opened an individual checking account at Chase. Transferred exactly half from our joint Wells Fargo account. $4,200. Left a note in the memo. Separated finances as of July 22nd. Remaining balance is yours. Brandon. Updated my direct deposit. Kept the joint account open but stopped contributing. Thursday evening, Patricia showed up at Keith's house. Jennifer let her in but stayed in the room. Protective. Patricia looked tired. Upset. She held a glass of water Jennifer had given her but didn't drink it. "I need to apologize to you," Patricia said. "You didn't do anything wrong." I raised her. Somewhere along the way, she learned it was acceptable to treat people she claims to love like that. I failed as a mother. "Patricia, let me finish. What she said was cruel. It was disrespectful to you, to us, to the concept of marriage itself. Robert and I have been married 34 years. We've had hard times, but I have never publicly humiliated him like that. I appreciate you saying this. I'm not saying it for appreciation. I'm saying it because it's true. You've been nothing but respectful and kind to our family. You show up. You help. You remember birthdays. You brought me that book on behavioral economics just because I mentioned it once. I wanted you to like me. We do like you. We love you. Which is why watching you walk away broke my heart. But I understood it." She set down the water glass. "What can I do?" "Nothing. This is between Amanda and me. She doesn't understand why you won't talk to her. Because talking requires respect. And she made it clear she doesn't respect me. She does. She's always used humor as a shield." That wasn't humor. That was honesty dressed up as a joke. Patricia paused. "Brandon, can I ask you something? Be honest." "Of course. Did you think I wasn't good enough for her?" She took a long breath. "In the beginning, I worried she was settling. She has her master's degree. You didn't finish college. She makes $95,000. You make 52,000. On paper, I had concerns. And now I know that paper doesn't show character. You're the first person to offer help. You're reliable. You're kind. You treat her better than she treats you. And I'm ashamed I ever judged you on a salary. Thank you for being honest. Will you give her another chance? I don't know yet. Patricia left me her private cell number. Said to call if I needed anything. Friday of that same week, I took off my wedding ring. Put it in an envelope with a note. Until you can treat me with respect in public, I won't wear the symbol of our marriage. Mailed it to Amanda. My ring finger had a tan line. I kept catching myself looking at it. Week 4, Amanda started showing up at Keith's house. First time, I wasn't home. Keith didn't let her in. Second time was Thursday evening. I'd just gotten home from work. She stood in the driveway, still in her work clothes. You sent back your ring? I did. What does that mean? It means exactly what the note said. This is insane. One comment, and you've blown up our entire marriage. One comment in front of your entire family. One comment that told everyone what you really think of me. I've apologized. I've texted you 100 times. You've said you're sorry I took it the wrong way. That's not an apology. What do you want from me? I want you to understand that respect isn't optional. I want you to understand that I'm not your backup plan or your safety net while you wait for someone with more ambition. I didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it? Explain the joke to me. Silence. She couldn't. She tried. I didn't think. That's the problem. You didn't think about how it would make me feel. You didn't think about the 4 years I've spent trying to be good enough for your family. You didn't think about me at all. She got defensive. You're not perfect either. You work too much. You're always tired. You never want to go out with my friends. You're right. I'm not perfect. But I've never humiliated you in public. I've never made you feel like you weren't good enough. So what happens now? I don't know. But I know I'm not coming back until something fundamental changes. 5 weeks in, I met with apartment management. Explained the situation. Wanted off the lease. 3 months remaining. Manager was sympathetic but firm. Both parties need to agree, or someone pays the buyout. $2,400. I paid it. Filed the paperwork. My name off the lease, effective end of month. Didn't tell Amanda yet. Wednesday of that week, Robert texted. Can we meet? Just us. I agreed. Coffee downtown at Copper Star on Central Avenue. 8 in the morning. He was already there when I arrived. Thank you for meeting me, he said. Of course. I owe you an apology too. I should have said something right then. I should have stood up for you. You chased me down the driveway. Only after you'd already left. I should have said something the moment those words came out of her mouth. What would you have said? He paused. That she was wrong. That you're a good man. That she was lucky to have you. Do you believe that? I do now. I'll be honest with you, Brandon. When Amanda first brought you home, I had my doubts. You seemed young, undirected. But over these 4 years, you've shown up in ways that surprised me. I just wanted to be part of the family. You were. You are. That's what kills me about this whole thing. He leaned forward. I'm going to tell you something I haven't told anyone except Patricia. Last year, when we were building that deck together, remember? The weekend project that turned into 2 weeks. Right? That Saturday night, Patricia said to me, that boy works harder than half the people in your office. She was right. You measured twice, cut once. You asked questions. You cared about doing it right. I enjoyed it. I know you did. That's when I knew. You were going to be fine. More than fine. And Amanda, she didn't appreciate what she had. Are you filing for divorce? He asked. I met with a lawyer, but I haven't filed yet. What's holding you back? Honestly, for years of history, and the fact that I did love her. Maybe still do. Love isn't always enough, though. No, it's not. What would it take? For you to try again? A genuine understanding of what she did. Not just an apology because she got caught. Real change. I told him then. I'm moving out of the apartment. Took my name off the lease yesterday. He nodded. Pulled out an envelope. Take this. What is it? Security deposit. First month's rent. Whatever you need. I can't take your money. You're not taking it. I'm giving it to you. Because you're still my son. Even if Amanda doesn't deserve to be your wife. I got emotional. Robert, I mean it. That girl broke my heart at that barbecue. But you? You handled it with more grace than most men would have. Let me do this. I took the envelope. $3,000 cash. Not because I needed it, but because he needed to give it. Friday, I toured an apartment in Mesa near Superstition Springs. 1 bedroom, 3rd floor, mountain view. Smaller than what Amanda and I had, but it was mine. Signed the lease. Move-in date, August 1st. Used Robert's money for first month and deposit. It felt like freedom. Amanda found out Monday evening. Showed up at Keith's house again. I agreed to talk, but outside. On the driveway. It was evening, cooling down to 95 degrees. Sunset orange over the horizon. Her car was running, AC on. She'd been crying. Makeup smudged. You're really moving out? Like, permanently? I already moved out. Now I'm just getting my own place instead of staying with my brother. This is really happening. What did you think was happening? I don't know. I thought you'd cool off and we'd talk and figure it out. We are talking. No, we're not. You're just making all these decisions without me. Like you made the decision to humiliate me without consulting me first. She started crying harder. Real tears, not manipulation. I didn't think you'd actually leave. I didn't think it was that serious. That's the problem. You didn't think. Everybody makes mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. Mistakes are accidents. This was a choice. You chose to make that comment. You chose those specific words. You chose to laugh while saying them. Do you know what the worst part is? I asked. What? I spent 4 years trying to prove I was good enough. For years of showing up early to help your dad. For years of bringing your mom books. For years of being polite to your friends, even when they made it clear they thought you married down. And just when I thought I'd finally made it, that I was finally part of the family, you told everyone what you really thought. That I was temporary. That you were settling. That someone better was out there. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Because that's what everyone heard. That's what your parents heard. That's what your brother heard. That's what I heard. What do I have to do? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not a quick fix. You don't rebuild trust with an apology. You rebuild it with time and change behavior. How much time? As much as it takes. Are you seeing someone else? I laughed. No humor in it. No, but I'm seeing myself clearly for the first time in years. She noticed. My dad gave you money? He did. How much? Enough to get me started. He won't even take my calls lately. But he gives you money? Maybe that tells you something. That my own father is taking your side? That your father recognizes respect when he sees it. And he knows who showed it and who didn't. Week 6, Thursday, I closed our joint credit card. Had been used for household expenses. Split the final balance. $18.47 remaining. Paid my half, $923.50. Sent Amanda a screenshot. Paid my half. Close the account or transfer to your name. Your choice. She responded, this is really over, isn't it? I replied, that's up to you. Saturday, Keith helped me move into the Mesa apartment. His wife Jennifer brought housewarming gifts. Dishes, a coffee maker, curtains. Keith's boys were excited about Uncle Brandon's house. Furniture was simple. Borrowed couch from Keith. Air mattress the first night. Then I bought a queen mattress. Setting up the apartment felt therapeutic. Every item I unpacked was mine. Not ours. Mine. Sunday afternoon, Amanda showed up. Got my address from the old apartment paperwork. I was assembling an IKEA bookshelf when the doorbell rang. She stormed in without invitation. So this is it. This is your new life without me? How did you get this address? Does it matter? I didn't give it to you for a reason. She looked around. 1 bedroom. No dining room. You gave up our apartment for this. It's not our apartment anymore. And yes, I chose this. This is pathetic. You should leave. Why? Because you've moved on? Because you're doing so great without me? You know what I think, she said. I think you're being a child. I think you're punishing me to feel powerful. I'm not punishing you. I'm protecting myself. From what? One comment? I finally raised my voice. From being disrespected. From being treated like I'm not good enough. From spending the rest of my life wondering when you'll find someone with more ambition and leave me. She stepped back. I wouldn't have left you. But you thought about it. That's what that comment was. That was you telling everyone you kept your options open. She started crying. Fine. You want the truth? Yes. I've wondered if I settled. You don't have a degree. You're not climbing any corporate ladder. My friends ask why I'm with someone who works in construction. My colleagues at the office don't understand why I didn't marry someone on my level. And sometimes I wonder if they're right. There it is. What? The honesty. That's all I ever wanted. Not the lie that it was just a joke. The actual truth. I didn't mean. You did mean it. And now we both know where we stand. You want to know something? I said. I'm glad you said it. What? That comment at the barbecue. It hurt like hell, but it woke me up. It showed me that I'd been trying to earn the approval of someone who was never going to give it. Because in your eyes, I'll never be enough. My salary will never be high enough. My lack of degree will always be a mark against me. I'll always be the guy you settled for. That's not fair, isn't it? You just admitted it. You wonder if your friends are right. You question why you're with me. You think you married down. I love you. I know you do. But love isn't enough when it comes with shame. I'm not ashamed of you. Really? Then why did you make that joke? Why did you need to make your family laugh at my expense? Why did you choose that moment to remind everyone that I'm temporary? She broke down completely. It wasn't about you. About the pressure. My mom asks every holiday about kids. My dad keeps talking about legacy. My friends are all having babies and buying houses, and I'm still in a rental with someone who's not good enough. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. You showed it. I need you to leave now, I said. Please. Just tell me what to do. Tell me how to fix this. There's no quick fix. You can't apologize your way out of revealing who you really are. You showed me that when things get uncomfortable, you throw me under the bus. You showed me that my worth to you is conditional. You showed me that after 4 years, I'm still on trial. I don't know how to make this right. Then don't. Just leave. She left crying. I sat on my floor surrounded by half-assembled furniture. Exhausted but relieved. The truth was out. Finally, Monday morning, I called Thomas Brennan, the divorce attorney. I'm ready to file. Are you certain? She showed up at my apartment. She finally told the truth. She thinks she's settled. She's ashamed I don't have a degree. She's embarrassed when her friends ask about me. That's painful. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'd rather know the truth than keep pretending. Come in Friday. We'll start the paperwork. Wednesday evening, Keith came over with beer. We sat in my sparse apartment. You seem different, he said. How? Lighter. Sadder but lighter. I know what you mean. It's like I've been carrying this weight of trying to be enough. And now that I've dropped it, everything feels different. You filing? Friday. How do you feel about it? Like I'm doing what I should have done the moment she said those words. 9 weeks after the barbecue, Amanda was served divorce papers at work. Process server showed up at her investment firm downtown. Papers cited irretrievable breakdown and irreconcilable differences. Division of debts. No spousal support requested. Tuesday evening, she called. First time I'd answered in weeks. You actually filed. I told you I would. I didn't believe you. That's been the problem. You never believed I'd stand up for myself. Is there any chance? No. You won't even hear me out? I've heard enough. I heard you at the barbecue. I heard you at my apartment. I heard the truth. That's enough. Thursday, Patricia called. I heard you filed. I did. I can't say I'm surprised. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. I'm sorry it came to this. Don't be sorry. My daughter did this. She broke something that didn't need to be broken. I appreciate everything you and Robert did for me. Brandon, listen to me. You're going to be fine. Better than fine. Some woman out there is going to appreciate what my daughter couldn't see. Thank you. Can I ask you something? Of course. If she changed, really changed, would you reconsider? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Because I don't think she can change who she is at her core. She'll always think she's settled. And I deserve someone who knows they won. Week 10, I settled into a routine. Work, gym, Keith's family dinners, my apartment. Started woodworking as a hobby. Using the tools Robert gave me. Building things with my hands. A coffee table from scratch. Therapeutic. Creative. Something entirely mine. Arizona requires a 60-day waiting period for divorce. The days passed. I worked. I built furniture. I spent time with Keith's family. I was okay. 3 months after the barbecue, Amanda started therapy. Her therapist helped her understand something. The comment wasn't about my worth. It was about her own insecurities. She'd been so focused on external markers of success that she missed actual partnership. Her therapist gave her homework. Make a list. What Brandon contributed versus what she valued. She made the list. What I contributed: emotional support, physical help, family connection, reliability, loyalty, effort, respect, love. What she valued: prestige, status, appearances, what friends thought. She told Patricia, I traded something real for something imaginary. She stopped calling me, stopped texting, started showing up at family events alone, humble, different. She told her parents, I destroyed the best thing I had because I was embarrassed it didn't look impressive enough. Patricia told Robert, she's finally understanding, but it might be too late. Amanda wrote me a letter. Her therapist suggested it. She didn't send it, but she wrote it. Full acknowledgement of what she did, why it was wrong, what she'd learned. It included, you deserved someone who was proud of you, not someone who was measuring you against an arbitrary standard. I didn't even believe in myself. I'm sorry I made you feel like you weren't enough. The truth is, you were always more than enough. I just couldn't see it past my own ego. Month 4, we had our mediation meeting. 60-day mark reached. Split was straightforward. No shared assets beyond cars we already owned separately. Amanda got the apartment until the lease ended. I kept my place. Dissolving marriage scheduled for 2 weeks out. Week 2 of month 4, Robert asked me to lunch again. Copper Star coffee. I'm not here to plead Amanda's case, he said. Good. Because I wouldn't listen. I'm here to tell you that she's different. I don't know if it matters to you, but she's genuinely different. People don't change, Robert. Some don't, but some do. When they lose something they can't replace. He told me what she'd been doing. Quit her job, the one where she was embarrassed by me. Taking a position at Habitat for Humanity. 30% pay cut. Working with people building homes. She told Patricia, I spent 4 years with a man who helped people build things, and I was embarrassed because he didn't have a title. Now I'm literally helping people build homes. Maybe I'll understand what mattered. Therapy, twice a week. Hasn't dated. Working on herself. I'm glad she's figuring herself out, I said. But that doesn't change what happened. I know. I just wanted you to know. Because if you ever wonder if she got it, if she understood, she did. Too late, but she did. 5 months in, we finalized the divorce at Maricopa County Court. Both parties present with attorneys. Process was cold. Procedural. Judge granted dissolution. Effective immediately. No longer married. In the courthouse hallway, Amanda caught me. Can we talk? Just 5 minutes? My attorney shook his head, but I said, 5 minutes. She looked different. Subdued. No makeup. Simple clothes. Nothing like the confident woman at the barbecue. I know it's too late, she said. It is. I just want you to know that I understand now. What I did. Why it was unforgivable. Okay. I spent 4 years with someone who showed up. Who helped. Who cared. And I couldn't see it because I was too busy comparing you to some imaginary standard I got from people who don't matter. I'm glad you figured that out. I quit my job. I'm working at Habitat for Humanity now. Building homes with people. Getting my hands dirty. And every day I think about how you would have loved this work. How you tried to tell me that worth isn't measured in salaries and titles. That's good, Amanda. I hope it makes you happy. It doesn't. Because I lost you. I don't expect you to forgive me, she said. I don't expect anything. I just needed you to know that you were right. About all of it. I did think I settled. And I was wrong. So incredibly wrong. I appreciate you saying that. Is there any universe where we could start over? Not now. Not soon. But someday? I don't know. But I do know that I can't be with someone who's ashamed of me. Even if they eventually realize they shouldn't have been. She nodded. Understood. I hope you find someone who sees what I couldn't. I hope you find yourself. We walked away in opposite directions. I felt peaceful. It was over. Really over. And for the first time in months, I could breathe. Month 6. I settled into my new life. Woodworking hobby expanded. Started selling pieces at the local market. Still working my regular job, but had a creative outlet. Regular dinners at Keith's. Started dating casually. Nothing serious. Just learning who I was as a single man. My relationship with Robert and Patricia continued. We texted occasionally. Had coffee every few weeks. I finished building a dining table for Keith's family. Solid oak. Handcrafted. Beautiful. Keith looked at it. This is incredible. You made this. I did. Jennifer ran her hand over it. You're really talented. Keith's older son grabbed my arm. Uncle Brandon, will you teach me to build stuff? Absolutely. 6 months ago, I was standing in a backyard in Phoenix, thinking I'd finally made it. Finally earned my place in a family that would always see me as less than. Then 4 words shattered that illusion. Not with this one. At the time, it felt like the end of the world. Now, standing in my brother's house, watching his son excitedly hold a sanding block, I realized something. It wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The beginning of understanding my worth. The beginning of demanding respect. The beginning of building a life that didn't require anyone's approval but my own. Patricia called me week 3 of month 6. I just wanted to check on you. I'm good. Really good, actually. I'm glad. You deserve to be good. How's Amanda? She's finding her way. Still at Habitat. Still in therapy. Still alone. I hope she figures it out. Can I tell you something? Sure. That day at the barbecue, when you walked away, I knew we'd lost you. But I also knew you were going to be okay. Because anyone with enough self-respect to walk away from disrespect is going to land on their feet. Thank you, Patricia. That means a lot. You'll always be part of our family, Brandon. Even if Amanda isn't part of yours anymore. Week 4 of month 6, I was at the farmer's market selling my woodwork. Woman stopped by my table, looked at the cutting boards, the small tables. Did you make all these? I did. They're beautiful. Real craftsmanship. I smiled. Thank you. She bought a cutting board. We chatted briefly. As she walked away, I realized something. Someone just appreciated my work. Not my degree. Not my salary. My actual skill and effort. Some people spend their whole lives trying to be enough for someone who will never think they are. I spent 4 years doing exactly that. Then one sentence at a family barbecue changed everything. Not with this one. Those 4 words freed me. They hurt like hell, but they freed me from trying to meet an impossible standard. They taught me that respect isn't negotiable. That partnership requires equal appreciation. That being enough starts with believing you're enough, not with convincing someone else. Amanda learned her lesson too late. But she learned it. Sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes people only understand what they had after they've lost it. Sometimes the best thing someone can do for you is reveal who they really are. So you can decide if that's someone you want to build a life with. I'm building a different life now. One where I'm appreciated, not tolerated. Where my worth isn't measured by someone else's arbitrary standards. Where a cutting board I made with my own hands means more than any job title ever could. 6 months ago, I drove away from a family barbecue. Today, I'm hosting my own. Just me, Keith's family, and Robert and Patricia. Building new traditions. Making new memories. Turns out, when you walk away from disrespect, you make room for respect to find you. And someone else? Someone else will give them those grandchildren. Just not me. And that's exactly as it should be. Dear listeners, that's our ending. If it resonated, subscribe to support the channel. See you next time.